I'm going to try to keep this as short as I possibly can. It's just a little hard to, and my thoughts get kind of jumbled. I've recorded this a couple of times now. Basically, from December to February of 2020, my mom was having just a really bad episode, and I had to call the PERT team, which is Psychiatric Emergency Response Team, several times to have them pick her up, take her to the ER, have her evaluated. Throughout that entire process, I communicated with social workers and the charge nurse and anybody that was in, taking immediate care of her. So anytime my mom and I would talk on the phone and she was, sharing her thoughts with me, I would immediately after our phone call the hospital and let them know what she had just talked to me about, because while she was in their care, she seemed fine because she's really good at pretending she's okay for short periods of time. So let's say like she's, experiencing psychosis, somebody comes and evaluates her for 30 minutes, she'll act okay, which is what made things so difficult. She was in and out of the hospital about 3 or 4 times. The final time, I, was able to request for her to stay there for a longer period of time. So they did about a week. And with this final time, they, were able to evaluate her and see that she was not well. And basically, I was able to speak to a social worker who connected me with another social worker for the county that I live in. And then from there, we discussed long-term care. She wasn't able to be placed in a home for about a year because we did go locked down due to COVID. But yeah, so she stayed in the psych ward, in the psych wing for a year in the ER, and then from there she was transferred to a long-term care facility, but the first place wasn't like the right fit because it did have much older people there, so they transferred her one more time, and now she's been there for a while. But as far as obtaining conservatorship, we did choose to go the route of having someone from the county be her conservator, just so it would be less stress on my family. And then as far as finding a facility, they found the proper placement. But whenever I have like concerns or anything about the facility, I can always call the social worker of the facility and her case manager from the county, who is her conservator, to discuss things as well, which is nice. But basically, the biggest tip I can give is just make sure that you really communicate to whoever is providing care for her. Another route you can go is going with your loved one to their appointments, and if they allow for you to receive their medical information, you can always request to meet with the doctor alone or after the appointment. Just ask if you can talk to them by yourself for 5 to 10 minutes and ask them how to obtain conservatorship. It is very difficult. My mom has like renewal every year where she's evaluated, and then they determine whether she can or cannot care for herself. She can't. So she's been able to continuously have conservatorship. They can't just be like, oh yeah, you're under conservatorship. Like it is a whole process. It's a difficult process. And like I said, every year they have to reevaluate and make sure, which, she's not well, so she'll be in there probably for the rest of her life. But I'm just happy that she's safe and being cared for. And my heart goes out to anybody that knows what this experience is like, because it is not an easy one. Really would not wish this on anyone. But anyhow, I hope this answers your question.